So y'all continue to move through the bowels of the house, and as you move along, see, last session is not when you fought the mimic. Last session you fought the no, because the ghouls were also the ones guarding the treasure too. So, but that did happen a couple weeks ago. So you fought the mimic, you fought the ghouls, and gathered some treasure. Y'all found the secret door that led you up, and then shortly after there, you went downstairs. You had a flashback uh, of some adventures that none of you are familiar of. It was a flashback for you as players, and that's when you were in the beginning of the chamber that had the catacombs with ritual artifacts in them. Uh, and you progress from there to find your way to the jail cells. Found some hanging bones and bodies. Were very afraid of touching one of the hanging bones and bodies. And y'all found a switch for a secret door. From there, you took like 45 minutes to move your way into the ritual. But once you did, how Rasputin made his way to the pinnacle of uh, the dais. And once he did, that summoned the spirits of the past cultists. And they demanded of you, one must die. Y'all refused after a little deliberation, in which they summoned their their beast, the Shambling Mound. You were able to deal with it pretty handily, and once you defeated him, the cultists dissipated and the house began crumbling. And you rushed your way up to the top, broke down a door, knocked a couple rats around, and you made your way out the front door. Uh, Once you did, certain articles aged with time, like the scrolls and things of that nature. They're still usable. And then Rasputin's armor dissipated completely due to age, and so he's back to his normal gear. Does that about sum it up for everybody?
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
All right. And this is, all the aftermath since Dew passed, unfortunately.
RB.
R.I.P. to Duhas.
RMP and D.
Duhas. He
So
was
you
too
find
sexy for his
yourself.
clothes.
So you find yourself in the middle of an abandoned street. Uh, if you look at the houses and the things nearby, uh, there's signs of wear and I don't know what the proper wording would be. I guess uh, unused. Like the houses are dilapidating. Nobody's living in there, and a lot of the windows are boarded up with bricks or boards and things of that
Neglect.
nature. So this part of the town is clearly, yeah. I need to move y'all's one thing up. No, that's on the token. Okay, so you can see your token layers. All y'all should be able to move. That's where you're located on this
Yeah.
map. Uh,
All we can see is the party token.
yeah.
Okay.
What was the? Does anyone remember their health situations? I don't think we updated super well. Were y'all planning on going to camp once you got out? Like, what do y'all want to do?
I'm pretty sure we
figure
did because there
we
was a couple of us that were pretty damn low.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we stated we were going to take a long rest before.
Okay. So, are y'all wanting to go back outside the village to camp out again, or how you want to do this? I know your character sheets are all caught up, but I'm just rehashing this event.
Yeah, we can kind of move outside of the town to find a campsite.
You going similarly to where you buried Dew, or away from there?
Go close to where we buried Duke.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
Gotta hang out with the boy.
Okay.
We'll just go to our previous campsite that we had from when we buried them. So we took the rest of the time.
Pour one out for Dew.
Yeah.
I'll take a shot for him.
All right. So you go back to the campsite where you bury Dew, and you set up camp. How's everyone's? Everyone I know doesn't have to sleep except for Gravis, but you taking the usual like turns for watch while Gravis sleeps.
I thought it was Rasputin. He had like that sentry thing. Is that right?
I could, I have to be in like a charging state, but I can observe everything that's going on, and it only takes me 6 hours to charge.
Yeah,
So I
so he-
can't move, but I can sense everything that's going on, see, hear, all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
so he's kind of
understanding,
just
though,
there.
Kyler and Lara don't have to sleep either. Right?
No, it's well, 4 hours we go into a
It's
trance.
the same
like,
thing as me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
What I was getting at. Like, so 3 of you
Yeah.
Theirs is just a little
technically
shorter.
keep watch at all times.
Yeah,
Yeah. I would say me and Kyler post up on opposite sides of the camp,
we're
kinda looking
very
out and keeping
we're
eyes.
we're very aware.
So maybe I'll end up having some idle chit chat throughout the night as you're in your different not catatonic, but trance states, keeping watch while resting. And I'd say about 3 hours in, you start to notice a figure approaching in the woods. Figure, I believe, is wearing a hood and seems to have some scales over his body. What do you want to do?
You
Weapons,
said this is how many hours in?
3.
3 hours. Weapons at the fucking ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna instantly be up.
Right.
Kyler's gonna kind of fade back into the shadows.
And
Do you-
am I
Are
still
you
asleep at
waking
this
to
point?
grab it?
Yeah, I'm gonna call out loudly enough that I think it'll wake up Gravis while addressing the dude.
Gravis, just for the heck of it, roll a perception check for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
17.
So, Gravis, 3 hours in, you're not in a deep enough sleep that you are unable to hear this. So you wake to a bit of a jolt, and you see this figure approaching the campsite. And y'all ask, what was it again?
Hey, who you?
And Dustin, what does this character say? And you can describe what he looks like a little too, if you'd like.
All right. Well, I am a slightly blue dragon. Scales all over. Got dubbed horns from where I was under the control of Gilbatrox, and I am a not. I was a not very strong dragonborn at first, and was kicked out of the clan. So I am a heavy drinker, and I am walking up drunk. Hey guys, y'all got any booze, or y'all got anything y'all want to share with a old dragonborn?
What? Who the fuck are you?
Shit, man, I ain't nothing. I'm just trying to have a good time. Y'all want to see a magic trick?
I'm instantly gonna have shield up. Just
Yeah, I'm keeping my hand on.
I'm
on
like
my axe.
locking shields right now with with good old Rasputin. Like, what the fuck's going on?
I'm just gonna ask him what kind of magic.
Oh, it just involves this here liquor that I'm drinking, and a little bit of electricity.
Directed
And
at
then-
me or
I pull out my drink, and I take my hand and pull up electricity using my shocking grasp, and I grab my drink, and it glows very bright blue, and it's just a cool little thing, and I drink from it.
Can we make him roll an attack roll right quick to see if he blows that fucking drink?
That would be awesome, dude. That would be awesome. Yes.
Yeah, so
1d8.
go on and
Okay.
do it just because you're intoxicated.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
blow.
he hit the glass.
He hits
I
the
blow
glass.
up my drink. I blow up my drink and set myself on fire
Oh,
real
man.
fast.
No, you're good. You got it right because you rolled a 19, so that's definitely solid enough. Even in your drunken state, you're
It'd also
still
be like a +4 too.
yeah. So you're still a master of your craft. So you're able to successfully do the trick, and I believe it's Lareth. You have the highest passive perception.
Yeah.
So one thing that you're noticing, because I'm sure you're examining the situation. One oddity about him is, you know, it's not quite the difference like you would think nowadays, but the garbs that he's wearing seems to be from a slightly different time period. It's not one that you're used to in your modern day in your land, where you're initially from. Not necessarily this unfamiliar land.
Right.
It seems a bit older than you would think. That's just one thing that you notice up front.
Where did you say you're from?
You see, I don't know, honestly. I'm from I don't
Yeah,
I don't know if
so
you can count this or not. I don't know exactly where I'm from, what era I'm from, but I
yeah,
know I'm from a different era.
yeah. So he's from. Just to give a little bit more backstory, so Dustin can run with it a bit more. He's probably between like 30 and 50 years ago. This was when the cult was still at the peak of its practices when Strahd first kind of came into the picture. He's probably somewhere in that range. You can be from wherever you want to be, Dustin. Wherever you've written your character to be from.
Oh, okay.
But you were transported.
So you've been here for 30 to 50 years.
Yeah,
Well,
I've been locked up in the tower.
so if you remember from the flashback scenes of the cult's like activities,
Mm-hmm.
we saw a party of three adventurers get teleported via the fog, similarly to how y'all were.
Mm-hmm.
And we later saw them down in the dungeons. One was sacrificed on the dais, one was being dragged out, and then the last one was this mysterious figure here. And as that other one was dragged out, uh, we see the fog form once again around him, and then he disappeared. So he hasn't necessarily been here in this land for 30 to or so years, but that's the period where he's from.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Alright. Cool. Trying to fight? Like what? Why are you just walking up on us like this in the middle of the night, dude?
I want to do an insight check.
Go on and roll the insight check.
Well, he's totally telling the truth.
Yeah, hang on.
Sure, I'll drink with them.
Do so you're. Oh no,
All
sorry.
right, sorry.
Not
I
do.
was talking to the wife real fast. My
You're
bad.
good. So Rasputin rolled an insight check. He didn't roll super well.
I rolled a 1.
3.
Yeah. So he, he's inclined to believe that you're, under the premise of
Influence.
looking for a drink.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm gonna put down my shield and just say, "Sure, I'll take a drink with you."
Hey, I hand him the drink. It doesn't hurt him because I've already lit it up, but it's a good drink. He enjoys it.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I'll offer everyone
Warforged
else a
get
drink if they
drunk?
would like one.
I don't drink.
can Warfords
Fair.
like get drunk or even like
No.
enjoy a drink?
They cannot.
Nope.
They're immune to poison.
So, it's
Dang,
pretty
that's
much just like the Flash or like Superman, like trying to get intoxicated. Like it just
No, I'm
There's no
resistant to
enjoyment.
poison.
No,
Not
yeah.
immune.
not
Still.
immune, but
Immune to disease.
bro. You can drink.
So I can be a drunk warforged.
We just
Nice.
take a lot.
It takes a lot.
Yeah.
Very
Straight gas.
nice.
I'll accept the drink as well.
Okay,
I'm
sweet.
barbarian accept the drink.
I am not
All
accepting
right.
a drink.
That's fair, man. Want to drink if you-
Character does not drink.
Sweet, we're all friends now. What you guys up to? What are y'all doing?
Trying to get some sleep because we almost just got killed by a fucking house.
Oh, you mean are the houses like the towers that I was locked in?
Probably if you were
There was
around the if you're around the
people.
cult, then yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can talk about
Any idea what's going on?
yeah, you can talk about how when you first came here, you were taken in by the cult, which is what you can say you
Oh
said to
yeah.
them.
Oh, so okay. Yeah, it was a bad storm, and uh, I thought I was gonna die, and they gave me refuge. And when I woke up, I was knocked out, and when I woke up, I was chained to the floor.
So you've been in that house for how long? We didn't even see you.
I was locked deep underground, in a locked cavern. It was a dungeon, and they were planning on doing a sacrifice with me, is what they kept
How,
saying.
how did you get out?
I I don't know.
The
I went to sleep, and
the fog.
a time, I woke up, a fog was around me, and that was it. That's all I know.
Mm.
And now you're here.
Yes, now I'm here.
I still have that book from the. Uh,
So Dustin, I'd
Yeah.
say it's been like maybe a week or two
Uh,
since you were transported. So that's why you didn't necessarily like cross paths with them. You were able
oh,
to
okay.
put out after that. So the locks were rusted away or whatever. You were able to just walk out the jail.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, you might be happy to know that the house is no more. We got rid of the dungeon and the house itself. It actually caved in on itself and disappeared.
Oh, congratulations, guys.
Yeah, I got.
Thanks. That was a hell of a time in there.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
telling me I
sure.
got possessed for like ever.
And
Yep.
as he says that, the ghost of Thorn kind of swirls around you and dissipates back.
Ha ha ha
Still
ha.
kind of with
I'll
you.
drink to that.
So y'all kind of share tales as the night goes on. I'm sure Gravis will drink himself back to sleep.
Probably.
Uh, what is
Yeah,
what's the name of your character, Dustin?
Uh,
I'm Rasputin, Warforged.
Uh,
I'm Lareth. I don't know who the fuck I am.
oh, well, fair. It makes sense since you were possessed, right?
Right. I am the barbarian Gravis.
Travis, nice to meet you.
And silently in the shadows, you see a hooded
Nah,
figure.
Kyler's staying
Yeah,
hidden.
yeah, he's in the shadows. He's back away, but he'll say his name's Kyler.
Who's your-
Introduces
I'm
himself.
Tyler.
Oh shit! What the fuck was even that?
He's a little paranoid.
Um,
A
would
lot
you?
of he's a lot of paranoid. He keeps to himself.
Well, after what we went through, do you blame him?
Absolutely not.
I toss him the bottle, and you can have what's left, and walk
And
away.
I'd imagine he'd set it down. Not
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah,
not
yeah.
trust it. Maybe pour it
Okay.
out like while staring you down.
Yeah, that's exactly what he would do.
That's
Uh,
fair. Go
yeah.
for it.
So you kind of regale tales for those who are able to just kind of rest without sleep. And you all kind of come to the consensus that you're here. You don't know why you're here. You don't really know what's going on. I'm sure some of you guys can talk, like, catch them up in the story. Like, you found a letter, and this cult worships some guy named Strahd, supposed to be really powerful. That's what y'all kind of know to this point. You don't have a lot to go on. But say that. And let's say dawn begins to approach. Everyone's fully rested. Uh, and whoever wants to, go on and roll a perception check for me.
I got it. 15.
There we go.
So Lareth, as you but you stand up from your resting state, and the light begins to shine. You know, it's a dim light. This land has been pretty overcast or stormy looking since you've been here. There's no rain right now, but you have enough light that you kind of see a little bit farther where you couldn't before, and you can see what looks to be uh, a caravan in the short distance away. Uh, Looks like some other party had a camp not too far from you.
I sort of like just kind of go over to Rasputin and nudge him on the shoulder and point towards the thing.
Yeah, I just acknowledge it with a nod and start looking that way. And just kind of observe and see what I can see.
So you see about 3 wagons worth, a couple tents set up. It seems like it would be a small encampment, but it could be, from reasonable deduction, could be a caravan of merchants. It could be just a traveling party. It could be people like, moving from one town to another. It's hard to discern from here, but you don't think it doesn't look like military-esque, if that makes sense.
Okay,
Or like a gypsy caravan.
we gotta figure out what
Yeah.
the fuck's going on over here. So let's go see what's going on over there.
Right.
Okay.
Let's go, guys.
So you approach the caravan
Can we
and
stealthily approach it?
roll a stealth check for me, whoever would like to, the louder of the bunch can stand back and
Time to roll at disadvantage.
let the others scout ahead if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang back here. You guys go scout that out.
That would be a 6.
All right. 6 and what else? Sorry, I'm tabbed over looking at something. Was That's fair. You would do that. Okay, so Kyler probably more apt to notice. The other, y'all are able to make a minimal amount of noise that you're not an absolute nuisance. But so as Kyler approaches, he sees the 3 caravans and you see a couple horses drinking from a trough and some nice wagons that are they seem of decent quality. And you see 3 men and 3 women armed, but they're not like they haven't noticed you yet. And you see one older lady looks to be dressed in a fine garment with a shawl over her head. He rolled high enough. Or have Kyler roll a perception as well.
26,
Yeah.
natural 20.
Natural 20. So he can easily tell from his travels and whatnot as well. Seems like she would be a medium of sorts, or potentially a witch, something of that nature. Some knowing creature, but she doesn't look hostile per se. Kind of like your grandma, typical sense.
All right, so in that case, after observing everything, Kyler would go back to the party, kind of describe what he saw and everything.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. So I will go on. So what do y'all want to do?
That's the question I was going to pose to the group. Do we engage with them or
I'm gonna
friendly?
put my hand on Rasputin's shoulder and give him vigilant blessing right fast, and then tell him to go have fun. Let's take us in, Mr. Talker.
Then I'm going to approach as the lead, and when I'm like 10, 15 feet away from, well, I'm going to try to get within shouting distance of the caravan and just basically hail to them.
All right.
and just basically say hello and make my presence known, so that way they can see me approaching, and I'm not trying to hide or anything.
Are you approaching like with the hand on your weapon or hands in the air? Like,
No, the only thing my weapon is sheathed, but my shield is on my arm, just because it's easier to carry that way. And my open hand is, up in the air, just waving at them as I'm approaching.
I'm pretty close behind to like looking for any signs of weapons and like just trying to get the lay of what they have and if there's any people that stand out that are strong.
standard, like kind of
I'm
guard, like, uh, weapons. So, they have a short sword and shields that, like strapped on the back.
Can I channel detect magic as we approach?
Uh, yeah. So as you approach, you can do that. And Dustin, I think I heard you start to say something as well.
yes, I was just gonna say that I am chilling just kind of in the back to myself, but staying at a decent range from someone who might seem a little hostile.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not completely with them, but I'm close enough and just staying observant as
Sure.
to what's
Yeah.
going on.
So you are able to detect magic emanating from the caravans, Lareth.
Okay.
And as you approach Rasputin, the three men kind of uh, put their hands on the swords and they say, "Halt! Step no
I'm
closer."
I'm gonna follow their commands.
And you see
I'm
the
behind my stinky boy.
yeah, you see the older lady kind of turn and take a look at you, and she goes, "No, no, it's quite all right. Come here, all of you." And she, even the ones that are kind of hanging back, like trying to stay out of sight, she recognizes that y'all are there, and she asks you to step forward. And
Yeah, Kyler was staying with the group, but he was just kind of in the back,
Mhm.
trying to be inconspicuous, but still in the group,
Sure,
Yeah.
so it wasn't perceived as hostile.
sure. So I'm going to drop this on the map real quick, just so you kind of see what you're looking at. That it is pretty quick, but this is the lady addressing you. It says, "All of you seem to be fated. If you please, step into my caravan here, and I shall tell you your fates.
Okay.
You are all destined for something."
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of give her a half bowing nod and then follow her into her
I'm
tent.
I'm still channeling detect magic and walking behind him, just kind of acting
Uh,
like I'm not doing that, but I
Anybody
am.
want to roll
I
a
I am
insight?
gonna
I can roll insight.
And what are you gonna do, Dustin?
13.
I am still going to be a little persuasive and say I do not want to know my fate. I only want to know this drink.
Okay.
I want to know
Well,
life as it comes.
you're more than welcome to stay outside, but your fates are intertwined. It is
Uh,
unavoidable,
All right.
So we need to roll an insight, you
and
said?
it's like
if you would like.
Yeah,
I'll go ahead and do it.
roll mine too.
Yeah, I'll go.
Is it 20?
20 for me. 18, non-natural.
Yeah, your totals, what I really care about. So
All
yeah,
right.
everyone rolled above a 10. We'll say that uh, Kyler did as
Oh,
well.
hang on.
That's fine. You don't have to worry about it that much. So all of you, you don't sense any hostility from her. She's very mysterious,
mm,
but you don't feel like this is a trap.
All right, time to find out fates, I guess. Do
yeah,
I?
well, let's
Are
do
we?
it.
Are we already inside the?
All right.
I'll go first since I kind of led the way into the tent behind her.
Sure. So you can kind of it's a bit of a tight quarters, so you may have Rasputin come in first, and everyone else is able to kind of pile into corners or stay from to the side, but they can listen in if you'd like. Dustin, are you staying outside, or is Saphiro going inside?
Saphiro will join the group. He'd rather not be alone and
Fair enough.
get murdered.
So he
And
can at least hear the fates, just not have his
Yes.
own cast.
and we'll
Yes.
say that Kyler is in the corner, vigilant as always, but he
Mm-hmm.
has
One eye on the door. Yeah.
Yep.
watching the guards.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes, please take a seat. Who would like to go first?
I raise my hand and say, I shall go first.
So go on and flip it. This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. I see a dead village, drowned by a river, ruled by one who has brought great evil to the world. And so she makes eye contact with Gravis next. She says, I do believe your turn is up. So, Gravis, if you will right click on this and hit flip card.
Okay.
This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. And as you flip it, it says, treasure. Ooh, yeah, the treasure you seek is hidden in a small castle beneath a mountain, guarded by amber giants. And she eyes the obvious cleric, Lareth. Your turn, dearie. And if you will flip this card here, you figured out the pattern.
Yeah.
This card, this is a card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. The treasure you seek is hidden beneath the sun, in the house of a saint.
I do like cool swords.
And then she looks at Saphiro and goes, your turn. As I said, your fate has been intertwined. And if you'll flip this one, do.
Oh, fuck.
I think-
I hit take card. My bad.
I just undid it. You can right click and hit. There. It says, this card sheds light on the one who will help you greatly in the battle against the darkness. Your greatest ally will be a wizard. Broken may his mind be, but his spells are strong. And she looks at Kyler
Kyler.
and says, you cautious as ever. And he steps up
Flip it.
and flips the card. I got it for you. Your enemy is a creature of darkness, whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. He lurks in the depths of darkness, in the one place to which he must return. This is your fate foretold. This is the end of your road. You must find these items of great power to defeat the darkness that plagues this land. This is your fate.
So do we have to find these like in that order, lady, or like you're very confusing.
There is no order or rules to this. This is your fate. Your fate is written.
Can you just like mark them on a map for us? It'd help out a lot.
The story will tell itself. You were
Sounds like
chosen.
we need weapons. Can we get weapons, lady? Where can we get
Mhm.
weapons?
The town of Valaki is much more promising than the town of Barovia that we sit right outside of. They have fallen on hard times as they live in the shadow of Ravenloft.
So we need to get the fuck out of here, is what you're saying.
There is no right or wrong, but allies can be found in the strangest of places.
I'm gonna
Information
ask
can be gathered. Go
when
ahead.
she finishes speaking. I'm gonna ask her if she would maybe have a map of this land that we could barter for or borrow.
For the low, low price of 20 gold pieces. No.
Hey!
I mean, at this point,
no.
I might actually pay that.
Is Gypsy was scamming me?
So, yeah, give me a few minutes to get it together, but she points to one of her lackeys and kind of gives, like, waves him forward. And from his pack, he pulls out a map of the land of Barovia, which, if you'll give me a few minutes to get that together, I will send it to you. I can actually also do this for the time being, so we'll take it out like this. This will be fun. I'll send y'all
Can get
a
you there
picture
how
of it later,
fast?
but this is what you see. So we zoom in on the map, and everyone zoom out. Travis will just struggle.
All right, look here.
Got him.
Hopefully, this is the last week I had to struggle.
Yeah, hopefully. So if you can see towards the right side of the map where I'm pinging, if you all have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Right here.
That's the village that you are currently at.
Okay.
But I don't. Let me see. I have to look it up and see which one Valaki is. But I will get that information to you soon and say she marked it on the map. But information is everywhere, so there's not necessarily nothing for you in Barovia, but it's definitely more destitute.
It's a very open land.
Yes, it is but closed as well, if that makes sense.
I feel like if we stay here too long, we're gonna get fucking mugged. Let's leave.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of want to look around. The deed for that windmill, was that in this area? That windmill?
It is in Barovia. I'll
But
get
not near the village.
It might be. I don't have that in the top of my head. I have to look back and see. It's been too long since I looked at that. But I
I've
will
got-
get you that information. So just hang in there.
Since I've
'Cause I
got,
might like to go explore that site before we go.
we can.
See if there's any info around there. Because I mean, we found the deed and everything along with Strahd's letter and all.
Y'all just want me to hold on to the map?
That's up to you.
I
Yeah.
mean, sure, or I will. Either one.
I probably have a higher survival, so I can
Okay.
study it or whatever as we're going.
So let me go back. So everyone can still see the map.
Yes.
So up to the top left a bit more, if y'all aren't zoomed out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So based on the lay of y'all's land, because this is on like a hill that overlooks Barovia here.
Yeah.
This Can y'all see the lettering? I don't think so. Yeah, so where I'm pinging, that's gonna be the castle.
Mhm.
Castle Ravenloft, as she's said. And
I say we still visit this town and see.
I mean, we do need to stock up a little bit before we take off to
Yeah.
who knows where. So
Do some
yeah.
rations and whatnot, and just see what they do have available.
I got
so-
about 1 day's worth of food, so
Yeah, we'll need some food if we're about to partake on this huge journey.
Yeah, I got 1 day worth as well, even though I don't eat or don't have to eat.
Okay. So if you ask any of the guards and whatnot, they say it's not a popular or a booming one, but there is a tavern in town if you would like some eats. They make good enough food. Uh, Nothing to write home about, but it'll fill your belly.
Oh, time to go eat some shitty food. Let's go.
All right.
All right, so you begin to head back to the town, and so over here, this little corridor, the forest, that's going to be the windmill. On the deed, it says the Old Bone Grinder is the name of it. That is where it is. So it's a good distance away. And then, and now I see it shortly past there is Valaki.
Okay.
Okay.
You do have this map in your possession. So you bid the
What is this? Because I would have asked her, seeing that, since it looks like a wall or a toll.
A gate
I would have
or a
asked about
bridge or
that.
something.
Well, this is a bridge, so this looks like a
Oh,
wall or
yeah.
a gate. So I would think that's like a
Yeah,
toll
a
or something.
door.
it's a gate, and this is all stuff that you don't necessarily have to ask her about each little location. It's a map. You can kind of tell this stuff. It's just hard to tell because it's so big right now. That's like a gate.
Gotcha.
So yeah. So you part ways and you head back to the village of Barovia.
As we're going to the village, if we're like on a hill or anything outside of it, as we're approaching, I would like to look and see if I can maybe identify a sign for like an inn or something, or a merchant.
Not from outside the town. It's
Okay.
kind of you're back in the forested area, so it's kind of hard to see away. There's not really a hill on the side that you're on.
Okay. Then, as we're walking into the town,
Yeah, you're gonna come in from about here.
okay,
Hold on, put you on.
I would just start looking for people.
So,
I know you said it was pretty destitute, so I assume there's probably not a whole lot of people on the street.
yeah,
So I'm
so
either looking for people or an identifier for a merchant or
straight through here,
tavern.
you can see that it's pretty much dead. But you do see like smoke billowing from this direction.
Okay.
Let's
All
go.
Then yeah, we're gonna go up the main fair down the middle of the town.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna keep an eye out for people or indicators for a inn or merchant.
I'm watching alleyways and dark places, just making sure nothing's gonna pop out. It's still a creepy place.
So as you start to walk down the road, you see more houses that are like have the windows bricked up, and you start to see some people outside. But as they notice you're coming, uh, several of them will like usher the kids inside, and they're they're looking at you warily. They close the doors behind them. As you begin to approach, you definitely feel like strangers in this town.
Okay.
Nice. All right.
And as you approach, maybe about this split way here, you'll see a sign that says tavern, and it's like points in a direction. And it's going to be this here.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go that way towards the tavern.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get in. So you're able to, there's still more. Not everybody's going inside. There are still villagers that are outside, but everyone that you pass is looking at you very warily.
yeah.
As I pass people, I'm just gonna, make eye contact with them as they're looking at me and just nod at them as a hello and just keep walking towards the tavern.
So they don't really respond to you in any way or give you any signs
That's fine.
back, but So you go into the tavern?
Hmm.
Right. Give me 2 seconds while I fix something.
Just take a step inside and look around.
Alright, let me. So if you will go on and change the music, Jesse, while I change the scenes here.
To tavern.
Yep, to the tavern. Alright, I'm making one change and then I will switch you over. Okay. Alright. So as you walk in, you see just very few people around, not like your bustling bar that you might be used to back home. And this is, oops, not that. This is what you see. That's what it kind of looks from the outside up top, and down the bottom is kind of what it appears to be on the inside. And as you enter, allow me to pull this up real quick. So, a single shaft of light thrusts illumination into the main square, its brightness looking like a solid pillar in the heavy fog. Now, above the gaping doorway, a sign hangs precariously askew, proclaiming this to be the Blood on the Vine Tavern. Uh, and so you come inside. You see a couple people sitting at a table. Not perky, pretty dour looking. And you do see one man sitting by himself in the corner. Actually, almost akin to Aragon when he first showed up in Lord of the Rings. Kind of the scene that you said, though he doesn't look as mysterious. He's not wearing a hood or anything. He's wearing or he's got longer hair, and he looks like this. And for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's in the top right corner of the inside portion.
Mhm.
So
The name's Lismark.
he notices you walk in, and as everybody else, they can immediately tell that you're not from here.
Hmm.
And he waves you over and asks you to take a seat.
I'll go over and take a seat across from him.
It's like, you. So does everyone do that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Kyler's gonna kind of. I don't think he's gonna sit. He's gonna stand near the table, like where he can hear and talk, but keep his back to a wall.
Sure. Okay. Uh, so uh, he sits you down. It's like, you are peculiar. Clearly, you're not from here. What brings you to the town?
Well, we were kind of dropped into this land in a fog, and we're just trying to make our way now.
Say a fog brought you here. Well,
It did.
can't say that's peculiar. That does tend to happen a lot. Um, please allow me. Can I offer you some food and wine? Um, you seem like a handy folk, and I'll be honest. I'm desperate for assistance. The least I could do is buy you a meal and buy you some wine, or beer, if that is your preference.
And if you're offering to buy it, sure.
Bear, booze. I'm down. Let's hear the man out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so he kind of calls the waitress over. You're able to order, a solid meal and a drink of your choice. And he hands over some silver pieces to anyone. So whoever wants to eat and partake in the drinking, you get what you want.
Okay.
And
Oh yeah.
so as you're eating, he says, My name is Ismark. Lots of people around here call me Ismark the Lesser, as I've lived in the shadow of my father for most of my life. The people here, they fear Strahd. They've been cast aside and miserable for years, so they're not kind to outsiders. But I must confess, I need assistance. My sister, I have to get her out of town. Strahd, the man I mentioned before, the tyrant of this land. Don't know why, but he is obsessed with her. He wants her for some particular reason more than anybody else. Uh, I'm having a hard time protecting her, and I need to get her to the land of Alaki, in the heart of the valley, past the view of Ravenloft, out of his sight. And I just cannot do it myself. I,
Are we talking roads or backwoods?
we might have to travel in some of the woods as we go around Ravenloft, but eventually we will be able to hit the main gates and travel by road once we are out of the view of Ravenloft. It's just a gamble, but taking my sister outside of her home. But I hear that Valaki is well guarded. Could be it could be finding a refuge for her outside of his shadow.
If
Are
we,
we sure? Because I've heard that Valaki is kind of Strahd's friends.
yeah, I was gonna say, if we agree to help with this, what kind of risk would be involved?
Give me 1 second. Let me pull something up.
Somebody's walking up on us.
Right, already. Right, there's the risk involved right
It's
there.
very loud. I'm pretty sure that's just Saphira looking for some more booze.
Some more booze, yeah,
Right.
basically.
Got that heavy step.
Make it.
Hold on.
Roll perception.
I want to roll insight into this bottle. That's what I'm trying to see.
So, let's see. Yes, so Vistani do live in Valaki, and they do serve Strahd to some degree, but not all there are bad. And at the very least, it is outside the shadows. I don't know. It's a risk I must take, but the Valaki, they alone are allowed to leave Barovia. The rest of us are stuck here.
Then how will we get through the gates?
We'll find a way. I promise you. It's at the first. I just have to get her out of here.
Okay.
What's our
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
what's in it for us?
Yeah, what's our reward for this?
Cannot offer much. But what is your purpose here? How about an eye for an eye or something of that nature? If you help me, I'm more than willing to help you.
Do you have any idea what's going on in this town and why everyone is so dreary?
Yes,
You
as
have booze. You have Yeah.
This is true. The wine is the lifeblood of Barovia. It's not the only thing that keeps us going, but it's our only reason to keep living. But Strahd has
Ah, ah.
the devil Strahd has cast asunder to this town. We we are unable to leave. The fog traps us in. He'll come down, hunt us down. He'll send his monsters.
Mm-hmm.
It's a horrible life to live.
Maybe we can help this girl out. What do y'all think?
It's up to y'all.
I'm all right. I'm all
Yeah.
right with holding a favor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
you'll owe us, man, but I think we can do this.
this might be a way of us getting out of the town to, get a little bit of a
We
lay
can
of the
do it.
land or something.
We can we can explore a little bit and see what's going on in this town.
Much appreciated. We must head to the burgomaster's house. That is my father. Well, it was. He's passed away, but that is where Irina is kept. My sister. Um, will you come with me? And is there anything else that y'all want to do in this bar before you leave? Anything else you want to ask them?
I want to ask him if we could stop by a merchant first, if he knows of one in the town.
Yeah.
Oh, there is only one that remains. The rest are boarded up. It's all God, I lost it. 1 second.
Would you mind if we stopped there on the way? If we're going to be going out of town to this Blackie, then we would need to stock up on supplies for the trip.
Oh, I don't disagree with you. There's not much left, and the asshole that runs it knows that. Bilgrath. He he charges more than the average merchant. But yes, you're more than welcome to go. He has no weaponry, but he does have supplies.
I'd like to at least take a look.
Sure, he's and if we let me give you a copy of a map that y'all can look at too, so I don't have to keep dragging y'all back and forth. But
Yep.
for now, let me drop you back on the map. Uh, he's located there. If it's alright with you, I will travel with you. That way, I can show you to the burgomaster's mansion.
All right.
But I will not impede in your business. I will happily wait outside. But it's got to be this building here. As he takes you outside, he kind of points. I will wait for you right outside the bar here, so as to not draw any suspicion. But please, thank you for your assistance.
Yeah, we will make it quick. And then I stride over to the shop and go ahead and enter.
So it's getting pretty close to 11, so I'm gonna go on and give that a good place to end it since we're in between
Alright.
Okay.
roleplay at this point.
All right,
Sounds good.
Sweet.
sounds great.
Unfortunately, it took us a little while to get started, but I don't know. It's kind of a fun session for me. I'm happy to be
We'll get
back.
back
Yeah.
in
Oh
the
yeah, that was
swing
good.
of it.
Gonna stop recording now.